Naresh Gujral, Member of Parliament of the Shiromani Akali Dal, GVL Narasimha Rao, Member of the Electoral Reforms Committee of the BJP, Krishna Prasad, Editor-in-Chief of Outlook. My first question to Rashid Kedwai of the Telegraph from Bhopal, keen Congress watcher. Now, Rashid, you can get Manish Tiwari, Jyoti Mirda, Manika Tagore, Deepa Das Munshi, Meenakshi Natarajan, Raj Babbar, Tariq Anwar, even Chiranjeevi. But eventually on Sunday evening, there will be only one question. Rahul Gandhi. You agree with me?
Yeah, Arnav, you are absolutely right. The spotlight is on Rahul Gandhi because let's face it, in 2014 when people would be deciding who will be the next Prime Minister, people are also looking for some kind of experience. The way Nitish Kumar brings a lot of experience, the way Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi brings a lot of experience. As compared to that, Rahul Gandhi is a relatively unknown entity in terms of experience. But I think he has missed the bus. He should have joined the government in 2009. Perhaps at a junior level, but now it's too late. You see, the credibility of the government is
no, but he has to bite the bait.
There is a sense of
no, you are in politics, you have to bite the bait. 2004, I'd like to come into Narasimha Rao. When UPA 1 came to power, Rahul Gandhi was asked, will you join the government? He said at that time, and people may have forgotten, he said, I am not against it. After 5 years maybe. Now it is 8.5 years. Not 5 years. If he doesn't join the government now, then will there not be a serious question, Narasimha Rao, on whether he ever wants to join the government? Whether he wants to get into, an active role at all?
Okay. You see, one point needs to be noted here. Rahul Gandhi may not be in any position of power in the government, but he and his family controls the entire government. So I think so far, for the last 8.5 years, they have enjoyed power. They have enjoyed authority without being in office. And now the question is, does he have the confidence to come and be accountable for his actions?
That is a key point. Krishna Prasad, does he have the confidence? Is it a lack of confidence why he's not stamping his, his presence officially?
I think the short answer to that, Arnav, is yes. There's a lack of confidence, and as you rightly said in the earlier part of this show, the fact is that in 2004, Dr. Manmohan Singh, for good or for ill, was said to be kind of warming the seat for Rahul Gandhi. And this is when Sonia Gandhi heard her inner voice and so on and so forth. The general speculation was that Dr. Singh was warming the seat for Rahul Gandhi. The fact that in 2012, 8.5 years later, we are still pondering that question, suggests only three conclusions, which is either we were hopelessly wrong in making that surmise, or Dr. Manmohan Singh has done such a spectacular job that there's no need for Rahul to come in, or thirdly, the fact that Rahul Gandhi perhaps has not lived up to his promise. I think the third answer is the right answer, simply because when you look at the larger picture here, you look at him having kind of, not fulfilled his promise in Bihar, not having fulfilled his promise in Uttar Pradesh, some of his key plans in terms of installing chief ministers and so on and so forth, kind of boomeranging him on him big time. You've also had plenty of negative publicity from the foreign media. So I do think there's a bit of a confidence issue here. But that said, I don't think it's going to be, going to make wonders, if he were to really come in on Sunday morning or Sunday evening.
Does he want to come in on a political issue? How does an ally look at Rahul Gandhi joining or not joining the government, an NDA ally? How do you view it? If Rahul Gandhi joins the government, is it better from the NDA standpoint than if he doesn't join the government? Mr. Gujral?
Look, in democracy, power and responsibility cannot be divorced. Unfortunately, that is exactly what's been done in both UPA 1 and UPA 2. Mr. Gandhi has been performing these cameo roles from time to time. But I don't think he wants to come center stage. He doesn't want to take the responsibility. Because the moment he takes on responsibility, then he's accountable, and the public will then know, the country will then know his capabilities. And I think he shirks about that.
Hard politics is going to be required. At some point of time, Rashid, you're going to have to discuss hard politics. You can't keep talking about the democratization of the Youth Congress. I mean, it may get boring after some time. You have to talk about strategic issues, you have to talk about hard economic issues, you have to talk about hard politics, you have to take a position on Nitin Gadkari. You know, people want to see a politician who is front-footed. Coming to you, Narasimha Rao, I just want to get a comment on that from Rashid Kedwai.
Arnab, it's never so simple.
You see.
Okay, yeah.
No, continue, sorry, yes.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi can I go here?
I just want to give Rashid Kedwai's turn, then I'm coming back to you. Rashid, continue.
Yeah, Arnab, what I'm saying is easier said than done. You see, the problem is that there was one point of time, I'm told there was a serious proposal that Rahul Gandhi would get into the government. Then the question came, what portfolio? You see, then some, the sycophants and the others started saying that if he has to get in government, he will have to be part of, cabinet core committee on political affairs, on defense.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
On security. That meant that
why not?
Absolutely. Then. Yeah, I'm just saying that several considerations come in. Then they said, no, he should be a minister for rural development, he should be minister for Panchayati Raj. Then somebody said he should be a minister for,
No, but why wouldn't he want to be?
Old fogies, and they keep saying.
No, why would he? Why is it because?
What I'm saying is in Congress.
Is it because the older guard is not willing to go? Is that the problem?
No, there are just too many opinions, and that's where I think it's a test of leadership also that you have to take a call. When Rajiv Gandhi was General Secretary of Congress Party, when after Indira assassination he had to become Prime Minister, he did become, and whatever he did, he tried.
You're actually defending Rahul Gandhi's. You're defending Rahul Gandhi's. I'm
trying to explain that. I'm trying to explain dynamics of Indian National Congress Party. There are people like Digvijay Singh who say no, Rahul Gandhi will be excellent if he becomes Prime Minister. The way Rajiv Gandhi became Prime Minister, the way Jawaharlal Nehru became Prime Minister, he doesn't have to prove himself because he's already.
But the experience card is issue. The experience issue. He's a politician. If Rahul Gandhi is a politician. Rahul Gandhi is not a social worker. Is he? Let's get Narasimha Rao in. You're a politician. At some stage, a politician has to tell the people.
According to Rahul Gandhi, his aim is not to.
His aim is.
Yes.
No,
but Rahul seems, you see, he and his mother Sonia Gandhi have quite enjoyed this run for the last 8.5 years of being able to control the government without being in any office, without being in any powerful any position of accountability. And everybody knows that the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh is a figurehead Prime Minister in this country, and Sonia Gandhi really runs this government by her writ. And by his reluctance, by his diffidence of not being able to take up any position of authority, in fact, Rahul Gandhi's image has completely diminished in the last 3-4 years. If you look at the kind of ratings that he was getting about 3 years ago and what he gets today, the public confidence in Rahul Gandhi is completely demolished. They don't see him as a hope. In fact, they see him as being responsible for all the flaws and all the wrongs that have happened under UPA 2.
That's actually true. And on the one side, Krishna Prasad, you have a situation where you're told this person has a preordained role. It almost, the build-up was, there's a preordained prime ministership. There are no steps. There's a preordained role. Now there is a feeling that you have to be coaxed, cajoled, goaded. So on Sunday, if you have all these younger leaders joining in, if you have Jyotiraditya Scindia being elevated to cabinet minister, will it work if Congress party says Rahul Gandhi only wants to control a moral influence? He wants to be an external guiding authority. Isn't he too young to take over that kind of a role?
Arnab, you're asking a lot of questions in that one single question. Is he too young? I'm not so sure. At 43 or 44, I'm not so sure he's very, very young. One. Two, probably Mr. Narasimha Rao has some inside track on how he runs this government or how he controls this government. Many of us do not. Thirdly, we keep hearing the word much anticipated cabinet reshuffle. Anticipated by who? By whom?
By the media.
Where? Frankly, this is a Delhi circus that we are too very gobbled up with. Frankly, if Rahul Gandhi had to come in and step in, he could have done so at any point of time he chose. I do think that we need to be a little more careful when you talk of use of words like preordained and so on. I am not so sure it's preordained. I think, both mother and son have played a pretty decent role in the way they have gone about things. I think you need to give credit to the fact that there's been a certain decency in which the family has conducted itself despite the grave brave provocations of the opposition, and in particular the BJP, which seems to constantly keep pegging away at this fact that they seem to control this from outside. I am not so sure that the BJP, which is also controlled from the outside, from Nagpur, is in a very appropriate position to talk about these issues. But that said, I think there's a fundamental decency to this whole business. I mean,
what's the decency?
Manmohan Singh,
no, you're making
to give him due credit, has been spared the trouble that you'd otherwise associate.
No, are the people who join government indecent?
Power centers. I'm not so sure you're seeing these parallel power centers beyond a point.
No, the question of political decency.
Here's one last point.
No,
I think
the question of political decency needs to be answered.
At this point of time, the Congress and the UPA are constantly trying to change headlines here. They're trying to change perceptions here. So I think this whole thing keeps popping up every now and then. You just go on Google and do a search for cabinet.
One sec, get the last word.
At least 10 entries where the same debating points are articulated. So I am not very sure that we are all on the right track most times.
Let me get a last word in from Naresh Gujral. Mr. Rao also wanted to come in. Question of political decency. As far as preordained is concerned, Krishna Prasad, it is how the party represented it. I or you or other journalists or the people of this country are not saying Rahul Gandhi has a preordained role. But people in the Congress party seem to give the impression that he has a preordained role. So that's by way of clarification. I want to come to Naresh Gujral, who's on the question of decency.
No, I mean, I don't mean to...
On the question of decency. Krishna Prasad says it's about decency. Do you think distance from active participation in government amounts to political decency in any form? Naresh Gujral.
I don't agree with that at all. I think if you have to play an active role, then you must own up responsibility, then you must be accountable to the people of India, and then you must lead from the front. This is not the way. And
Yeah. Oops, lost the link there.
Only to draw the attention away from the scams, etc., that the Congress party is today embroiled in.
Yes, I agree with you. It will be too difficult to take away the attention from Nitin Gadkari, even if Rahul Gandhi becomes minister for any portfolio.
No, correct. It's really about changing perceptions and changing the headlines.
Headlines won't change. Mr. Gadkari will hope. Only Mr. Gadkari is hoping.
The Congress has got into this mode.
The only person waiting for the headlines to change with eager anticipation is sitting in Nagpur. Mr. Nitin Gadkari, we are still waiting to get your reaction.